All right, hello. I am back here on the channel. Sorry about that. My phone kind of went haywire, so I had to unplug it, replug it. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna get a better phone right now because this phone really annoys me. But hold on a second. I want to share this. I want people to jump into this conversation. So let's get a message out here. Let me. All right. I'm just going to shoot out one more message. All right. So I'm back here on the channel. I wanted to talk to you guys about a couple concerning things that I read in an article. So anyways, oh, yeah, I'm messing with the lights. So anyways, I read a couple of things. I read some things that concerned me that I needed to talk about with you guys. So I was going through reading some articles today, getting ready to prepare for my rant, and it occurred to me that we have some things to talk about. There are some issues going on that need to be addressed, okay? And I'm about to address them because this is some scary stuff. So brace yourself. I'm going to wait a little bit, see who jumps in here, and then I'm going to get going with my talk. Because there is a lot of concerning things that I've dug up tonight. Some things that I found out about that are quite sitting right with me. Okay? So, let's see who we have join the conversation. Because these things need to be addressed. We need to talk about these things going on. There we go. Good. Want to have some good light going on here. So, anyone who is out there, come on in. Jump on into this conversation right now. All right. So, I'm going to continue on with my discussion. I got cut off on my first video, but I'm going to jump right into this. As I was talking about, two articles came out. Now, Forbes came out with a piece about Captain Marvel and about Black Panther, how they were changing the landscape of all this and that. And they were making Captain Marvel out to be the first best female-led movie ever. Okay, like Captain Marvel was trend-setting and trailblazing through the genre. That Captain Marvel is the defining female role, and we've never before her had a great and positive, empowering female character, okay? Let me break this down for you. Captain Marvel does not stand for female empowerment. Captain Marvel stands for a half-hearted attempt at feminism that's very lazily done and some very horrendous writing decisions, okay? People can try to defend this movie all they want to me, but you will never change my mind about what Captain Marvel is, which is a subpar, at best, Marvel product, okay? Captain Marvel didn't do anything new. It didn't reinvent the character. It didn't reimagine it and make her appealing. All it did was retcon and generically put things and nods to the 90s to try to distract, and most people fell for it. That is why it's almost at $1 billion. Okay? Those are the facts. Captain Marvel is not trend-setting or doing anything new. Captain Marvel is a retrend. It is it's a shell, okay? And if you open that shell, there's nothing to the film. There's nothing. There's no depth in this film whatsoever. So, we have this article that comes out, and they try to say that Black Panther and Captain Marvel have broken barriers that have existed in Hollywood and in the film industry and yada yada yada. And they try to make it sound like Captain Marvel is this great masterpiece and achievement, and that Black Panther is the greatest masterpiece and achievement for African American entertainment. And I can honestly name different movies within the genre featuring African American cast that are just as good, if not better, than highlighting and creating a great view on the cultural differences and really highlighting different things that African Americans have struggled and strived with. Okay, Black Panther was not a movie that brought racial divides and things like that to the forefront. It was a Marvel movie about a Marvel character. There was nothing groundbreaking in Black Panther that really truly, propels the race a couple light years. Okay? It's a African American superhero. It's a popcorn flick. It's a good time. But really, that film had problems, and I've highlighted that in my reviews of Black Panther. It has issues, okay? Black Panther has issues, and they prop it up and make it seem like this great film that's trend-setting. And it's the same thing with Captain Marvel. So anyways, we have that, okay? Now, the Forbes article was laughable, okay? It was like a love letter. It was like someone in love with someone writing a letter to their thing with all of the puns and cheese not that you would find in a very poorly crafted love letter, okay? Now, here's the scary article, and Black Angus covered this, which inspired me to do this video because the things he says and what he's talking about is a dangerous precedent. We have Marvel people from an Endgame now coming out trying to boycott Georgia because Georgia wants to instate a law that says you cannot terminate an abortion when you can hear the baby's heartbeat. Now, no matter which side of the argument you fall on this, that isn't the true point. The true scary point of this whole thing is that we have Hollywood stars using their power, trying to create mobs in order to protest and kill a bill at the state level. Just think about it. If Hollywood continues down this road, this is a very dangerous precedent. We have Hollywood celebrities trying to influence state policy. And where does it end? Where does Hollywood's pull end? If they are allowed to use their platform to manipulate and change laws or affect bills, that's bad. Hollywood is literally becoming another platform for politics. And the two should not mix. One is for your entertainment and one is real world. And I talk about this in my film reviews. The real world should never cross into the political arena because films are escapism. Films are designed so that we don't have to think about what's going on in the real world. Now we have these elitists and these stars coming out trying to tell us to feel about particular subjects, trying to tell us how to vote on different things. Just think about that. You have people that kids look up to trying to manipulate and affect their mind with their whacked out views and shape our very societal standards. This is dangerous. We have Articles 11 and 13 in Europe. We are entering a very dangerous time in our lives. The media is out of control, spinning narratives and lies nonstop. Literally, 90% of news has become a spinning wheel. And I'm not saying for one side or the other, it's just become bad on both ends of the spectrum. It's why people turn to YouTube. Because news outlets are all being affected by the elites, by the people up high. It's the effect of Greek mythology, where you had Zeus, the king of the gods, up at the top, and you had the lesser gods, right? And Zeus is up on Olympus telling the other gods what he wants done. And that is the kind of thing we've got going on right now. We have the people on high using the media to try to spin narratives non-stop. Even on different platforms here. You can't even go on Reddit anymore. You post one bad thing and you're done. Done. Facebook tried to sell our information to different marketing things. Just imagine it. They tailor-made things on their site so that you get spammed with ads and things like that. Non-stop. I know, because I've gone through it. I've had to block so many things. I don't even get on Facebook that much. If I wasn't part of a school that depended on Facebook for some of our marketing, I wouldn't even be on Facebook. That's how bad it's gotten. They are slamming us and saturating the market with different ploys to hit our wallets. And they are now trying to shape and dictate different mediums. They are literally using their platform and entertainment as a way to try to control the hearts and the minds of the people. Anyone know where this is going? Historically, have we seen where this whole thing is going? World War I, anyone? World War II? Kinda sounds familiar. A little bit of socialism, maybe? We are entering a socialistic state right now. And I do not like boycotting anything. I don't. I hate boycotting anything. But with Endgame here, I'm getting this close. I love Infinity War, and I really want to see how it ends. I work at a theater. I don't have to pay money to them. But I don't know if I can endorse where this movie is taking their politics. I don't know if I can do it. Why should we be giving our money to these people who want to tell us what we feel and what we think? Why are we giving our money to people who want us to have their view and opinions? We are all different, unique individuals. We all have our likes and we all have our dislikes. When some pompous Hollywood star gets on their high horse and starts preaching their nonsense to all of us and telling us it's the right way because that's how they feel, that is where things start getting dangerous. That is where we are crossing lines that shouldn't be crossed. Hollywood is getting out of control. They really are. They're getting out of control. They are getting to a point where they're gaining so much power that they can severely start to affect markets. Look at Disney. Disney is a prime example of monopolies of business. And where does it stop? Because if Disney can do it, then other companies are going to start getting into their head that they can do it as well. And how does this affect entertainment? It's the Vince McMahon effect, I call it, where he destroyed every other wrestling till there was nothing left to compete with him. Literally, look at the wrestling landscape. There is no other company left. Back when I was growing up, and in the heydays of the 90s, you had 3 major companies. You had WCW, you had ECW, and you had WWF at the time. Changed to WWE. You had 3 companies that self-imploded because of shrewd and smart business decisions that Vince McMahon made till he killed and destroyed the competition. And now Disney is doing it on a dangerous level. They are buying IPs and they are literally destroying other film companies trying to oppose their rule over the entertainment industry. And we've let them. We've let these companies become the monstrosities that they are. This is not good. This is bad. This is bad on too many levels that I could possibly get into. This is bad when companies have the power to shape policy. And don't get me wrong, companies have been trying to do it for years, but now, in 2019, they're succeeding. They're using their platform, and they are single-handedly weaving their way into actual, real-life decisions. Just think about it. Anyone who's a father, anyone who's a mother, anyone who has kids, is this what you want for your kids? Do you want them to be in a world where Hollywood can shape and determine laws? Where the entertainment industry can take over and become gargantuan and start affecting real world policy? Is this the kind of world that we want our children to come into? Where does it end? Where does it end? Where does it end where we don't allow these guys to start having an actual foothold in these arenas? Because if we do not stop it here and start not endorsing these things, they're going to think it's okay to spew more nonsense, to attack people on platforms, and to call us the trolls. This has to stop. Consider this a public service announcement to everyone who watches me. And I hope you watch the second video because I know I faded out in the first one. This cannot stand. We cannot sit back and let Hollywood tell us how to feel, live, think, what we should buy, how we should look, what we should choose to like. We can't let them do it, and we sure can't let them affect policies. Because one has nothing to do with the other one. And if we don't make a stand, and we don't let our voices be heard, and we don't act with our wallets, then that is where it's going. Hollywood is literally going to take over every single thing that they touch, and they're going to infect it and destroy it with their nonsense and their crazy illogical thinking. And these articles and these things that have been talked about, they're the first wave. Mark my words, they are the first wave of garbage that is going to be coming out. We're going to see about 15 female-led movies with people stepping forward with their crazy ideas. And we're going to see more activism and more actors and actresses on the forefront of these things they have no business getting involved in. And they are going to start affecting our kids and the young people, because all they do is Google and they don't look up facts anymore because facts and logic is dead. And what are we going to tell them? Do you want your kids, do you want their opinions to be dictated by these elitists? Think about that. Because pretty soon, it's not going to be a two-party system anymore. It's going to be a one-party system with a dying and cancer. When one tips one way, the other is outweighed. That's how the scales of justice work. So, this is Lee Cole the Fourth's public service announcement. Do not let this stand. If we do not act now, if we do not let our voices be heard, we will be drowned in this socialist, SJW, leftist propaganda machine that they've started. We are going to drown in the murky waters of the regime that is riding. Yes, I said it, regime. They are building a regime, a totalitarian government, a socialistic government that Hollywood is trying to silence and muffle and get rid of our opinions. And everyone who is subscribed to my channel, everyone on everyone else's channel, everyone who has a platform needs to speak out, because if we don't, this is going to continue and it is going nowhere good. Nowhere good. So, with empathy in my heart, please, people, use your common sense. Don't let Hollywood dictate our choices. If you do, where does it end? Where does it stop? What is the checkout point? Where does the greed, the corruption, the lies, the manipulation, the pandering, the nonsense, the shilling, any other word that we've come up with, where does it stop if we don't stop it with our wallets? If we don't hit these people in the only language they understand, which is this: money. If we don't hit the wallets, they will continue and we will lose every shred of our humanity that we have to these people. And I'll tell you right now, I'm not going down that route. I will stop seeing movies as much as it hurts me. I will literally stop seeing movies if this is the route we're going. I'm done. I will do reviews on other things. I will do reviews on shows. So in close, everybody, this is a scary day. And these are some scary times. And please, use common sense and judgment. Don't let elitists tell you what to do. That's all I gotta say. I don't even got a tagline for this one. Just make your own choices